So I forgot to show you how to properly use the double or a 1.0 times. I know I gave you some examples, but in casting, in terms of casting. So let's say right here, if I had int a equals 3, int b equals 7, int c equals 10. So if we wanted to do the average of this, you could do a plus b plus c divided by 3. Now, there's going to be something not quite right about that. Anyone want to say what it is? Like if I wanted a decimal number, if I wanted the real average. Yeah, what? Sure. The answer is going to come out as an integer, because this is integer math. So I showed you when you could use the int command to cast to an integer, but I was a little like, we don't cast too much for a double. Well, this is where you would do it. There's several ways you could fix this. One, the most common way I do it is just to say 1.0 times. And what that does, that's a way of casting the a plus b plus c, turning that into a double before you divide it by 3. So that's one way to do it. Let's just verify. We run it and we get 6.6 repeating. Another way to do it is to literally write the word double in front of that thing. So parentheses double. So see, that's using the casting, official casting command, I guess, notation. What that does, before it does the a plus b plus c, or before it does the division, it does a plus b plus c and then turns it into a double and then divides by 3. Let's verify. So we should get that number twice. Yep. Okay, and there's another way to do it. These are all forms of casting. Another way to do it is similar to the 1.0 way, is just to say 3.0. Like if you divide by a double, like you have to think about where you're losing the decimal. You're losing the decimal when you divide by an integer. When you take an integer and divide it by an integer. So if you divide by a double instead of an integer, then you're not going to lose any. You won't lose anything. So now we have 3 of those things. So that's what I wish I'd said when we were talking about casting on Friday. So let's just do one more simpler example. System.out.println. If I do 15 divided by 2, what's going to get printed? 7. Because 15 divided by 2 is 7.5, but the decimal's lost. So if I wanted this to come out as a double, you could say double in front, and what that does is it casts that 15 into a double before the 2 happens. Or you could do 1.0 times, or you could do 2.0 at the end. Any questions? Yes?
So you don't need to set your double as a variable, you can just type in double?
Yeah. If you're just doing a calculation like this, if you knew you wanted decimals from the beginning, you could use doubles instead of ints. That'd be the way to do it. But if you have some integers and you want a double answer, you can just say double, or do the 1.0, or divide or multiply by a double. Okay, awesome.